Gen Z has a real problem with social relationships. As a member of Gen Z, I feel like I've noticed that there's this very individualistic attitude. Like, so many people have this sort of like lone wolf mentality where it's like, I don't know anybody, anything, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm on my own. Like, I did all this by myself. I'm like so strong, whatever. Like, especially all of this like mega like self help kind of stuff. Obviously, self improvement is good. Going to the gym every day, that could be beneficial. That could do good. You need time alone to, like, devote to your hobbies, things like that. But this isolation is just damaging. Yes, you do owe other people things. You owe them things like empathy, general compassion. Like, where is your humanity? Obviously, we've all been traumatized, but that's no reason to just traumatize people further. Like, anybody else notice this?
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm going to be very brief in this video. How should I word this? I'm going to keep it very simple and plain. Gen Z lacks empathy. What does that mean? Why am I saying that? I literally get these talking points or ideas from TikTok, by the way. I'm about to talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, but in this specific video, we'll talk about just that saying right there, because it's like a lot of people are saying it. Gen Z lacks empathy. I feel like it's not just Gen Z, me personally, as a whole. It feels like it's technically like the society, like everybody has become desensitized to certain things, and it's kind of like the all for, not the all for one, but it's kind of like every man for himself. Even in like certain families, it's like every man for himself. Not as much community as it should be. It's like, yeah, I had to get it on my own. I gotta do it by myself. Yeah, you gotta do this yourself. You gotta do this yourself. You can only count on you, and stuff like that. And basically, like how this young man is explaining in this video, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't just be every man for himself. You shouldn't feel like you should just be by yourself. It's like, oh, I don't owe you this, I don't owe you that. And it's like, yeah, we can say that, but it's like, deep down, do you actually feel that way? Because it can be overly, it's important to be selfish, but then there's a such thing as being overly selfish. I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comments section below. But I just feel like when it says Gen Z lacks empathy, I get what he's saying. It's kind of like it's a lot of people are desensitized to certain things. People don't really care as much as they should, and as the person that cares way too much about a bunch of different things, I would feel like, yeah, the things that I had to deal with growing up and things I've heard and things like and seen, sure, it can affect how I am and how I operate, maybe make me even paranoid even, but I shouldn't still, because I think I saw in the comments section on that video, people were trying to say, well, COVID did this. Okay, cool. I do feel like, and he said this, these are excuses, okay? Because if you really want to, you would. And I heard a lot of people was talking about, like, maybe it's like people are afraid to be judged, or like just be overly like out there, put themselves in certain positions where they're being seen, or like just being themselves, having a personality, like being a little different. There's a bunch of different comments I've seen. It's like being sure, like being supportive and actually needing help and things like that is kind of like, or having that community thing is actually kind of, it's shitted on. It's like, okay, and who the fuck are these people? What are these people going to do for me? Kind of, it's like that kind of thing. And it does suck, because it's like, think about different businesses you see, and you what do I see? I see so many, like, even on, all right, let's take an example, like the black-owned businesses, or any business, even if you're not a black-owned business, your business, maybe you're struggling to, get the notoriety, or maybe you are a business that is fully functioning and you're doing your thing but no one's sharing it, or people aren't coming out to support things like that. Or you have an event that you want people to go to but no one comes. It's things like that. I think it's what he's getting at. It's like, okay, where is the actual support? Like, and a lot of people talk about this, not just the Black community, right? But it's like, it's not really a lot of support. And we're not actually, we basically saying there is some type of, you do owe something. It's like, so we just all gonna be selfish and just be in our heads and be to ourselves. Like, that fucking gets old. That gets old after a while. It's nothing wrong with it's good to be selfish, but what about being selfless? And there are a lot of people out there right now that are they're selfless. It's like they do for something, they're doing something besides themselves, and then they're trying to make people aware, bring that community aspect in. And I think that is something that is vital, that is missing, right? And I'm just gonna say, like, it's just a lot of staying anything. And I'm just think about it. Anytime you feel like because I think the dude said you may have your own personal hobby you're working on, you may have your other things going on, and I know some people may have different things going on in their life where they can't just be around or go to this or go to that. I get it, but you have to, if you really want to, you would make the time instead of making an excuse. A lot of these things that people say like they don't. I'm like, why do you feel like you don't owe? Because nobody did that for you? Were you actually all alone? Or what they say, oh yeah, I pulled myself out the gutter on my own. It's like, no, even unless you really did it on your own. There are some people, okay, they genuinely did it on their own, but even then, some people that you need help building anything. It could be anything, no matter what it is. Sometimes a little help goes a long way. But I do understand some people may feel like they need to do it themselves for certain reasons. Like, maybe it's uncomfortable going and talking to people. It's that being uncomfortable thing. I think some people are just uncomfortable with it. Maybe it feels weird. It's cringy. It's too much to ask. But it's like, at this point, okay, look, a change has to happen. And I think it is. But then it's like, is it really changing, or are people going to get worse with this technology shit? Is that going to desensitize us more, are we going to have less community the more this AI shit takes over? Or if we allow it to take over, because y'all, this is technology. We don't need to use it. We can stop this. But I feel like some people are going to lean into it and embrace it. Right? That's a whole other thing. But yeah, the lack of empathy thing, I just think maybe a lot of people just don't care because they're all in their own fucking heads about shit. And since they're so in their heads about stuff, they probably have their own things going on in their life. Like I said, I probably said this like a minute or two ago. They have their own things going on in their life. And what is this car doing? I hate this shit. I can be in my car, and then y'all know when a car slows down while you're like doing something in your car, and it's like weird. It's like, okay, I should have recorded this at home, but I'm gonna start doing that. I got the smoke alarm fixed, so I don't have to worry about that shit chirping in my videos, because then people gonna be talking shit like, oh yeah, Black people always ignore the smoke alarms. And okay, I'm getting off topic. Anyways, Gen Z, everybody, some people have things going on in their life individually. They might be dealing with a loss. They might be dealing with job loss. They may have to work a lot. They may have a mental breakdown. Maybe all they have time for is themselves, right? But then when I think about it, there are people that it's like despite everything they can have going on, they can multitask and still be around community, be around people, hang out, do this, do that, because they want to. They care. They care to. So for some people it's social anxiety. Maybe it's like they might have a, I know me personally, sometimes I can get a one-track mind, and then I will negate certain things, and I don't want to do that. I want to fight against that. So that starts with me just planning this one thing. Okay, Jewel, go to this, do that. Because then for me it's easy to fall back into old habits, self-isolate, stay to yourself. Like, I go out, but it's just like, maybe in my brain, I'll chalk it up in my brain, and then it'll be like, oh, I can't go. But it's like, why can I not go? It's like, why did I make it to the point where I couldn't go? It's like a self-sabotage thing. It's so stupid. Can any of you guys relate to that? Like, it's really dumb. And then, hold on, the sidebar, quick story. Okay, I'm gonna give y'all, this is because I'm used to doing things alone. I'll just do things by myself, right? And I think that might be a self-conscious thing with me, where I'm like, well, no one's gonna give a fuck about my presence anyway. So even though I'll try, I may even like start a genuine connection. I'll try and do certain things. I'll get this thought in my brain like, well, what's the fucking point? Like, what's the point of doing this? Like, does this even matter? Will it even matter if I disappear tomorrow? And I get these horrible thoughts, y'all. It's like, it's not good. Like, with these, like, who really, because it'll feel like no one really cares, yo. It's like, some people got that where people care about them, but it's like, do you have that person for you? And you just feel like, okay, you just don't know. It sucks. It's like you fake yourself out of it. You get all out of whack. And then you let past experiences cloud your judgment. When you just let past negative experiences and things cloud your judgment. And you should not do that. It is okay. This is why, you know what, I like being delusional, because there is hope. There is hope, right? But let's just say this, you can make your delusions your reality. I'm gonna just say that. But yeah, I just know for me, it's like past experiences, things I've gone through, can make me a little like, okay, well, what is this actually gonna be like? Is it, I don't get let's just say it's fucked up, but it's like, I don't get my hopes up. It's like, even if I'm trying, it's kind of like, well, Jewel, don't get too excited. Okay, calm down. You got, and then something, I do something in my life, whatever. Sometimes it's something stupid, not thinking, dumb decision, whatever. And then it's like, I feel like, okay, you know what? I gotta focus on this right now. I can't even think about this. And it's like, I want to, but it's like, I can't think about the whole friend thing. But I at least want to try a little bit. But I feel like when I force it, when I do this, it's like, yeah, I'll keep going, but it's, I don't know, man. It's like, you think maybe I'm not supposed to, or maybe I'm just giving up too quickly, or maybe I shouldn't do it. It's like, do y'all see what it's like in my head? It sucks being here. I hate it. The last dude that commented on my other video, he was like, Jewel, you think too much. Yeah, that's the problem. Clearly, you can see it's like I'm having a breakdown right now. Okay. So yeah, anyways, quick story. You see how I'm all over the fucking place. I gotta calm down. Quick story. So, this is when I was in school. I remember I was just hanging out with my teammates. They're cool, whatever. And everybody's just chilling in their rooms. We all had different rooms that we stayed in, whatever. We had to split the rent on this house, so we all paid our portions of the rent in the house, right? So I decided one day, I'm just gonna get up and go to the movies. And if y'all know what year this was, it was when Hidden Figures had came out, and I really wanted to go see it. So I was just like, because I just get used to doing things by myself, because I don't want to get my hopes up to hang out with people. I feel like people don't really want to hang out with me, or I feel like I'm bothering someone. So that is also why I cater to being alone, because at least I know I'm alone. I know how I am with myself, and I don't have to feel alone around people, because usually I have felt alone around people. And maybe that just wasn't the right group of people, but it's like those have been things that have happened. Or for some reason I'll lose contact with someone. That sometimes things happen. Things don't go my way sometimes. They're not gonna always go my way. It's like, it's weird. It's different for everybody. Anyways, I have that sort of thinking, and it's horrible, but that is how I think, right? So I decided to get up, get in my car. I had a Jeep Patriot at the time. I missed that car. But anyways, get up, go to the movies, go to see Hidden Figures, right? I almost cried watching the movie. I felt so inspired, like, because, it was a good movie, Black women and helping them get to space, and, all the trials and tribulations they had to go through, this and that. It was a really good movie. It makes you feel inspired. Watch that. Finish, I head back to the house, and I come back, and I don't know who said something to me or which girl said what. They was like, where you go? They asked me where I was going, maybe they're just curious where I was going, being nosy or something, whatever, it don't matter. And I just tell her, like, oh, I went to the movies. She immediately gets upset, and I guess she went to tell the other girls. I don't know how all of them, I guess she went to go tell them. And then everybody's like, wow, so you went to the movies without us? Like, and then I'm thinking, like, okay, what's the big deal? I felt like going to the movies. What's the problem? They're like, so you just gonna go by yourself? Like, what's wrong with you? You didn't think to ask us? And like, I'm like, oh my gosh. And of course in my head, I'm like, they're being so annoying. Like, can they shut up? I just wanted to be alone and just go and watch a movie. Like, what's the big deal? Whatever. But okay, you could say, like, okay, maybe they was doing too much. Maybe they just wanted to just have a car ride with me, because y'all know, if you that person or you that friend, whatever, acquaintance with the car, most people don't got cars, who you think they gonna ask? You. So anyways, but yeah, I was they got upset. They were like, wow, so you wasn't gonna say nothing? Like, what's up with you just going and doing things by yourself? And I was like, well, maybe I didn't want to be around anybody. Maybe I just wanted to go and watch a movie alone. Like, what's the problem? But I get it. To certain people, you just doing things alone, it's weird. It's like, so you don't be around a lot of people at all? Like, that's what I cater to, and I guess I feel safer there, which is, yeah. That's why the challenge is to fight against that, okay? And be around a conglomerate of people. Community, because community is important. Anyways, they were upset and stuff, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of getting defensive. I'm like, well, what, y'all just wanted to be in the car with me, whatever. You only saying that because you wanted a car ride or whatever the hell. Whatever, I'm just thinking they only saying that because they just wanted a ride. They didn't actually want to hang with me, which is not good. Like, why am I assuming that about myself? I don't think I'm good enough to hang with or something, unless I'm giving you a material thing or providing a car ride, or I guess I'm not good enough to hang with. I don't know. It's like, maybe that's what maybe I subconsciously think that in my brain without realizing it. It brings a lot of things into perspective. Anyways, they were upset. I said that. I'm like, they're like, wow, like, you're doing too much, because I'm getting defensive, this and that. I don't even remember how the conversation ended. I'm like, I don't need to tell y'all nothing. Like, what's wrong with me doing something by myself, whatever. But when I think about it now, it was just like, okay, Jewel, they probably just want to hang out, whatever. They probably just wanted to hang out, like, clearly. And that's why they were upset. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not used to that. I didn't think they was gonna care. Like, who the hell am I? Like, that's how I think sometimes. So yeah, they get upset, and I reflect on that, and I'm like, okay, Jewel, they just genuinely wanted to hang out. It wasn't all this other stuff. They just wanted to hang out. So whatever. It brings me back to the empathy thing. And I have to think about when I was raised. And I'm going to touch on this a little bit. This video is already about to be like 25 minutes. I don't want the video to be too long. But I'm just going to say this. When being raised and stuff like that. Unfortunately, and I know people are like, it's, because getting arguments with certain people, they're like, it's always about how you were raised. Da, da, da. Unfortunately, things you've gone through in your life from an adolescent child all the way up to an adult, it does not go away because you're an adult, okay? Depending on if you fully heal, then I ain't talking about you. You probably right on, like, you good. But I realized the way, and I think it's a good thing my mother was there. I realized how my father raised us. It was kind of like, well, what you need friends for, what you need this and that for. Even though me, unfortunately, I still craved that, and I care so much about that. So even if, yeah, sure, yeah, I gotta be alone, deep down it's like, well, I mean, what's wrong with this? So it's like it's like something in my head would be like, Jewel, no, like, it's okay. You can go hang out. You can go have fun. It is okay. It's okay. So it's like, now at 27, I have to understand that, or what's going to happen is I'm going to find myself in a cycle where I feel like I just have to suffer. Then I'm just going to keep sabotaging myself and keep letting like certain things like trip me up that shouldn't be tripping me up. It's like, it's dumb. That's like a whole other thing. And where was I going with this? Basically, it's a good thing my mother was there, because she prioritized, okay, there's nothing wrong with her having friends. She can hang out with her mother, or she can hang out with her teammates, because, I played basketball a lot. And I like hanging out with my teammates and stuff like that. That it was actually times where I could say, oh, this was fun. I was actually having fun. But, the other parent, Dad, I love you. But if he ever sees this, he'll probably be like, okay, well, you having fun, huh? He'll be, just like that, whatever. But, he helicopter parent for sure. Mother, complete opposite. That's why I still have her, I just have that, I have some of her traits. And it's like, I always think like, Jewel, it's okay. You go be social, go to this, it's okay being around people. You know what I mean? You don't gotta isolate forever. It's okay. And it made me care a lot about other people. Now, it made me probably way too, I'd be kind of really nice, and my mother would see that. She's like, well, you don't have to do this, because I would feel like I would have to. It's like what they say these things about empaths. It's like they feel like they have to do these things, and then the person will love them, or, oh, I got to do this and the people will like me. I was kind of doing things like that, just being very nice, whether it was giving someone a pencil. Oh, they think I'm cool because I gave them a pencil, or I'm giving this, but they really needed it, so I did like, I don't know, I was just doing shit like that, whatever. I get that, from my mother. Just certain things. So I think it's a good, vital thing to have. And yeah, I do have certain bad things, like I think I said early in the video, certain things where I'll like put up a wall, I'll get defensive and like, well, I don't need to, but then it's like, hold on, why am I thinking like this? Let me calm down. Hold on. What's actually going on here? And reflect. But I realized, like, what if she wasn't there and it was, my father there? What would that be like? Would I have turned into a covert narcissist? Would I have been a narcissist? Could I have turned into a sociopath without realizing it? Or it could have been some crazy mess like that. Because, y'all, I know I'm getting way off topic. I'm diving into a whole nother subject. Because if you look at the traits of a covert narcissist, or narcissism in general, you'll realize we all have some of these traits. But for a narcissist, a true one, it's very extreme. It is very hard to miss. And that is a whole nother topic I'll be diving into in a completely different video. It will be like bootlegging off of this one. But anyways, back to the empathy thing. I think having those thoughts, it's like I do think, well, Jewel, it's okay. You can do these other things, and maybe you just staying to yourself, that actually bothers people. They may not think you don't, I don't know, like you don't care or want to hang out. Like, I don't know. I just realized it does bother people. And not that you should be okay. Maybe you have to stay to yourself. You're not gonna be like everybody, or some people that are overly out there or extroverted. But it's okay to want to, and to put in the effort and keep trying. Like, don't just give up. Because I realize in certain situations I would be on that cusp of making a friend, and then I would, throughout high school or middle school, college, I tried to stay in contact with certain people, but certain things happen and then you just lose contact. People are busy, people priorities shift, people may not, people drift apart. It happens. But it's like, yeah, it's just that stop trying aspect and my own little turmoils or things that I deal with, or paranoia, whatever. But yet I still try. I'm still gonna keep trying. Yeah, we got to fight against it. You got make the time. You got to make the time. All right, make the time. Because true empathy is thinking besides yourself. How does this person feel? Oh, when I do this, how does this make them feel? We have to consider these things, and sometimes we can lose sight of that. So have more empathy. Think like that, because I realized even growing up, it seemed like certain people, the empathy was lacking. It's like, y'all suck, y'all ain't shit out here, But you guys let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section below. This was a bit all over the place. I'm just spewing some thoughts that have been in my head, that I've been thinking about, and I just wanted to give my own 2 cents on this topic. So hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out. All right.